Hi everyone, Diana Henry here at Con Expo 2020. I am joined by Guarav Kitikani from Built Robotics. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Lots of great stuff we're talking about as it relates to technology here at Con Expo. So let's talk about robots and how this plays into the construction industry.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're developing fully autonomous heavy equipment. So we're taking existing heavy equipment and we're putting a simple retrofit kit onto the equipment, just consisting of hardware and sensors, in order to enable full autonomy. So there does not need to be an operator in the cab of the equipment in order for it to operate.
It's like mind blown, right? How is this helping with the labor shortage?
Yeah, so the labor shortage is one of the biggest things that's affecting construction in the US and developed countries around the world. And 80% of contractors in the US struggle to find skilled operators to run equipment. And when you layer on this with the $2 trillion backlog and infrastructure that we need to build in this country, there's a big challenge that we as an industry need to figure out. And so where autonomous robots come into play is that we believe that if we automate basic repetitive tasks on the job site by creating this tool, we can reallocate skilled operators to doing the higher value tasks on the job site that only humans can do. And so if you have humans doing the valuable work and you can automate the basic repetitive stuff, then we together can do a lot more work and build a lot more things.
So productivity obviously is key. How about job site safety and how this plays a role in that?
Job site safety is number one. And we think that, construction is an inherently dangerous industry, and it oftentimes we end up putting people in harm's way when we don't really want to. And so we think that by taking the operator out of the cab, we take them out of harm's way. And in a lot of site activities like remediation or mining or general earthworks where you could be compromising the safety of a worker, robots are now another tool that we can use to make sure that we're keeping people safe.
And you're partnering with some organizations, right, to bring this to kind of an education perspective.
Absolutely. So we recently announced a really big partnership with the International Union of Operating Engineers. So this is one of the largest labor unions in the country, particularly for operators of construction equipment. And they have a membership of about 400,000 operators and mechanics. And so they view autonomy as part of the future, and they want to partner with Built to train their members on our technology so that when the time comes, their members are ready to operate the technology in the field.
They have a really big training center, right?
Exactly. It's the International Training and Education Center in Crosby, Texas. It's just outside of Houston. And actually at our booth at Con Expo, we've been demoing an excavator that's stationed in Houston that you can operate here from Las Vegas.
I bet you the line is just like crazy, like, I want to get up there, hurry up.
Yeah, people have a hard time believing it's 1,500 miles away, and that in a half a second you can fire up an excavator and start digging trenches somewhere else.
That's awesome. Talk about how you're getting into new construction verticals then with this technology.
Yeah, so initially we started with smaller equipment on more utility size applications, but since then we've moved into production size equipment with some of the largest contractors in the country. So Mortenson Construction is one of our biggest partners, and they do a lot of work in renewables, particularly wind farms. And so we've been deploying on a number of those projects. Another big one is Black & Veatch, and they do a lot of work on the solar side. So we've been doing trenches for electrical on solar farms around the country. And then the third one, which is really big, is we just announced an expansion into Australia today, and we have a customer there that works on pipelines in Queensland, Australia. So MPC Kinetic is the name of that contractor, and they're basically putting thousands of kilometers of pipeline a year, and so we'll be doing a lot of that autonomously.
Boy, you're not busy at all.
we find a way to stay up working.
Yeah, that's good. AI guidance system kit technology, is that scalable?
It is, believe it or not, and that's been a core of how we've architected the technology, is that we wanted to build retrofit kits that we could apply to existing equipment, so our customers aren't forced to buy new equipment, because most of them already own large fleets that they don't want to turn over. So the idea is it's a very modular, portable kit, relatively inexpensive, that we can bolt on to existing equipment, and that enables autonomy for that piece of equipment. And we are OEM agnostic, so we can work across all the major brands, including Caterpillar, Deere, Komatsu, etc. And the idea is we want to give our customers as much flexibility as they want to choose the tool that they want to be the most productive on a job site.
Fascinating stuff. ConExpo is a great platform for you to display all of this technology.
It's been a lot of fun.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.